Well, hi ladies and gents, just about to start making the bed section of the 3D printer on the big build. My name is Barry, G0SCI, so we're going to have a go at a little bit of soldering. Got everything here. I've laid everything out. You'll not be able to see this, but there's a small resistor which needs to go onto this board. I may get it installed as we go, but we'll try it and see how things go out. Right, that's solder takes quite well to the board actually. Right, we'll put a resistor in as well. This resistor here is a 102, which is 1K. It's very small and fiddly as well. Just trying to get it to go down the right way. Right. If you've never worked with SMD components before, it can be quite tedious at first, but you will get used to it eventually. Let's turn it off the board. What I'm going to do is tag one side down, and I'll be able to straighten it up and then solder the other side as well. That doesn't hook. Might need some flux on this. Went that time. I have to make sure I don't overheat it, otherwise it'll come back off the board. That seems nice and flat there now. Right, let's see if we get a reading. .997K. So rock and roll. I need to find an SMD LED. I've got a broken Raspberry Pi there somewhere. I'll need to dig it out and I'll put that on at a later date. So we'll solder the wires on now. Number 1 positive. Number 2 and 3 for 12 volts, you join them together for the negative. So what I'll do is get the trusty cutters out. Actually, that's not a bad size, that one. This one can come down a bit. I'm going to try and keep the wire to the front of the heat bed because I've got obviously the borosilicate glass to go on, and I don't want it really to touch if I can help it. It's a bit heavy on the eye in this. I think that's a positive one. I'm going to just try and reflow the negative a little bit better. Right, that looks good. I think we'll have a cable tie on that now. There's a nice little hole in the front of this one, this heat bed. So I'm going to try and integrate the wire into the bed. It's quite tidy. Right, this hole here, that's where the thermistor goes. That's this little guy here. Before I go down the road messing on with him though, a couple of little jumpers, I'm going to test them. You can guarantee you'll install it and put your tape on and find that it doesn't work. You should just see a change in resistance. Right, there you go. 0.121. I'll put this in front of the camera so you can see it. And if I use the heat in my hand, it's dropping down. I'm not going much lower than that because I mean it's got to have some tolerance for the heat of the bed. It goes a bit warmer than my hand. So that looks okay. Got a tea towel down as well, just to take the pressure off the bed, no scratches. I think I got about 10 of these for a couple of quid. So if they go wrong, they're cheap and cheerful, but they're easily replaced. They've actually got the thermal coating on the wire as well, so I think they know that they go straight onto these beds. So I'm going to put that in the centre like that. I don't want it sticking out too far though. I think it just has to go just in the hole. So I'm going to bend it slightly. I think I'll put a separate tape on this one first. It's going to be a little bit awkward, so got to tape the length beforehand. I want about that much there. Right. Keeps jumping out, so it's going to be a little bit tricky. I'd like to think I can get this done first time as well, because this tape's, it's like those magic fish you get in crackers, it's trying to curl up on itself. That'll just be with the static of my hand. certainly not the tidiest, but it's on. And now we'll bring the power supply for the heat bed down as well. You can leave comments if you want, if you see us doing something wrong, if you think I could do it a better way. You know, I do like a bit of constructive criticism. I've watched a few videos. I'm on Tom's site at the moment, which this is the site that gave me the inspiration to get my thing out and actually do this build. So it's he's been a good guide for us. He's almost been a mentor, should I say, right. So I hope Tom watches this and you probably think it's quite funny. Because this is not like nowhere near a professional build. I'm just a normal guy who likes to mess around with 3D printers and the like. See the radio across the way, I don't know if it's on in sight. I'm also a radio ham, so I do actually do a little bit of electronics here and there. Right, let's tidy this up. For in case I cut the wires, that would be a bit of a disaster, wouldn't it? This tape is very, very sticky. It's absolutely fabulous stuff. I've never had any problem with the other 3D printer as well. It's sort of held its own. So I think that looks okay. There you go. Just see the sensor there popping through. The I think I'm pronouncing it right. The borosilicate glass. Postman's just threw it through the letterbox. You wonder how things get smashed. It's going to have to go this way. I may need to sort of step it back slightly on the printer. I'll put clips on it, but that looks okay. It looks quite tidy. It won't get in the way of the wires. It's a little bit long at the back, but I don't think that'll make any difference. So happy with that. Now I normally use hairspray to adhere to the glass. I don't know if this is a different glass to the cheap £140 thing I bought about a year ago, but I've read and I've also seen videos of people who say that hairspray and this that tack, is it self-tack or something like that, can actually break the glass when you try to remove your prints. So I'm going to have to watch out for that. Right, so that's done. And my little resistors. Got quite a few of them. Right, this bed here, I've printed these bearing holders out. I had to modify them to fit this actual frame. I'll probably upload them to the internet and send you the links, put some links on in case you want to do the same yourselves. Right, as you can see I've already done one just to give it a trial run. I haven't fastened it in fully tight yet. That's because I don't know the actual diameter of the spacing on this. Just give a few more. these out. So these click in, they've got a nice positive feel to them when they click in as well, so nice snap fit. There you go. Oh, I don't like the look of that. You can put it on, it comes back off again. Something wrong with these cable ties. That's not much good, is it? That's what you get when you buy your cable ties from the pound shop. Looks as if I'll be having to replace these. Let's see if they're going to take. They're not the best. Can't afford too much movement on these. I think I've actually fastened this right up. It's just come loose again. So I'll have to review these cable ties. Get a new set. It might just be the odd bad one that's holding. So that's no good, that's broken, that one. It's faulty. It's just not staying on. So I'll sort that out later. There's the tensioner I've made. I'll just get rid of some of this. They're getting in the way. See what I'm doing now. Obviously this is going to be sort of fitted like that. And I've got made a tensioner for the belt. That's going to fit on there like that. So can't go do anything with this at the moment. So I'll just put this out of the way. I'll have to get some cable ties sorted out. So I think I'll make this frame up now. I'll just set the camera so you can see the frame. The delay has been because I've been waiting for parts coming from China and places like that. So there has been a slight delay, but I think, you know, they've turned up fairly quick considering where they're coming from. Right, washer. This has been built up before, but I had to take it apart anyway. I like how these actually fit in the recess on these. I had to resize this. I had to cut the bars down. I think this will be classed as, it's going to be a dry run. I won't be taking it apart again. Washer. I'm using lock nuts as well on the outside. This goes onto the frame. Once it's all together, I'll be able to tighten everything up. As you know, with lock nuts you can only get them so far, and then they're no good to try and put on by hand. I'm also feeling these washers. There's a smooth rounded side and there's a flat side, and I always like to put the flat side in over. I'll just cut these threaded bars down so they're actually I've rounded the ends off, but they still feel a little bit on the tight side. And once they're past the beginning of the thread, they're okay. Right, so that's basically the beginning of the frame. I'll just give it sort of close, but I need to do a little bit measuring as well. I would like to take these nuts in a bit further. Right, I'm putting a smooth bearing roller on here. These washers are really fiddly as well. Nearly as bad as the resistors. I've got no nails as well, that doesn't help. I'm a nail biter, I'm afraid. Better than smoking 20 a day though. Right, so there you go. I don't know if I might need to put some sort of washer system in here. I'm just going to, as I say, this is a dry fit, so we'll see how it goes. I'm running out of M3 washers as well. I'll have to get a supply of them in. This is also an M3 locking nut. Right, that's sort of in place. Get a screwdriver. You know, I've got all my tools together, but none of them seem to be in the right place when you want them. I'm going to tighten this up a little bit. Bend them a little bit down. I'll leave it at that. Nice and smooth. It's fairly tight, that. It is turning a little bit. I can live with that. I can't see that coming loose. It's okay. Right. Rods. This is what slowed things down as well. Waiting for some rods to turn up. I haven't put the cable ties on yet because it still needs a little bit of work. Right. So that's how it's going to go together anyway. I think I'll tighten these nuts up off camera, and I'll be able to dry fit the bed as well, make sure it's all fitting together. Right guys, I'm back. I've built the bed and it still needs to be worked on slightly, but it's not bad. I'm actually working on this now. I still need to do something with these zip ties. I've just been widening these holes on here. This is the tensioner. Now I'm working on the principle of easy access here, so I'm just thinking I'd probably go that way, and then I can get a screwdriver underneath to tighten and slacken this tensioning area off. I've pressed the nuts in to the actual plastic nut holes, and I'm just about to put these both through the bed itself. So we'll see how this goes together. Because I'm not so used to doing these videos, I've got to think on my feet. I've got to sort of think to myself, well, you just want to see what's going on, so turn it the right way towards the camera as well. Just hoping that these bolts are a nice size and they're not too long. Yeah, that should be alright. Can't see them catching on anything. Right, that's one in. Just do the opposite side. Got to watch out for little bits of plastic film getting in the threads as well. I notice that can happen. So that's two in. Right, so that looks okay. Still need to put a micro switch on here. I had a micro switch on just to do a dry run. I took it off the other printer, but I've actually put it back on the other printer again. I've ordered a pack. They should be here within the next week or two. If you want them cheap, you have to wait, especially if you order them from places like China. Right, the bed. More to that side. That's going to go in there like that. I turn these round until they actually stop on the bed itself. The actual end of the spring touches the bed. I don't know if I should have really put a washer on the inside. It just seems to hold them in place. Actually, I don't need a washer on there. I have got some little thumb wheel nuts coming as well, so these are just a temporary fix so I can actually put the bed in place, and then we can put that one to bed, as they say. Oh, these 3mm nuts are terrible to put on. Right, I'll just put it sort of hand tight. I don't know if you can see, but the spring stops there and it doesn't go any further, it doesn't twist, so it's quite a nice snug fit. Right, bolt, spring, I've actually checked and these bolts don't touch any of the electrical parts. I may actually remove them and put fibre washers on. Just get my hands on some fibre washers, but that might be something I may need to look into. Because I've heard about people who have actually built these beds and the nuts have ate into the bed and then they've started to short out and started sparking. that's one side done. Might have to do two at the same time on this side. I'm also thinking of putting some insulation, maybe getting some cork and something like that. So I've been told that if you pack the bed a little bit, it stops anything from moving around. So it's just a thought. The cork would be a good insulator to keep the heat heading up over, and you would lose less through the bed, and then pack it so it actually stops the bed moving around. These springs are quite firm. I was concerned about them at first, thinking they might be a little bit too much, but they seem to be working out fine. Once the little thumb wheels on, there should be a little bit of give in them, and they are actually marked on eBay as springs for hotbeds. As you can see, I'm just putting these hand tight because, I mean, obviously when it comes to leveling and stuff, it's it'll be a different matter. I've got some nice spiral wrap for this. I'll put that on shortly. That seems to fit okay. It's a little bit long at the back. I might actually see if I can get, centimetre cut off the back so it'll fit nicer. I don't know how this borosilicate glass reacts to being cut either. The sides feel as if they've been smoothed as well, so I wouldn't like a really sharp edge. I would probably take it if there's a guy just up the road that does greenhouse glass. I could just say, can you snip an edge off? But it's unsaying that it might need to be done. I'll just have to see how it plays out. If it becomes a problem because it's getting in the way, I'll do something about it. But that's the bed built up there now. I may as well give you a little tour of some of the tools I've got, and then I think we'll call it a day for now. I've actually made a power socket up off a power supply of a PC. PC power supply 80X, and I just dremelled a little chassis out. I'm going to drill 4 holes in, make a hole in the side of the frame, and then I've got the switch with socket, and it's all pre-wired, so I might have to extend these here. Right, switch that iron off for now. Okay, iron, grinder, a few little tools. These aren't my main tools. This area here is just for messing around in. I've brought me little laptop, Microsoft Surface through, so I can actually just check out the website. Trusty test meter. I've also got a few drills. As I say, measure 3 times and cut once. So I've got 2 sets of calipers here. Selections of nuts and bolts. Resistors, they can go back now. That resistor job's done. So that's my components there. A few bits and pieces here. There's the ramps just sitting there waiting to be installed. Dual print head. I may split that in 2. I may split this in 2 and just put one on this printer and one on the other printer. I've ordered some extruders as well. Same as these ones. I think this is the Mark 9 extruder. Power supply. This one is a 20 amp. Let's see, get to focus. There you go. And some slightly better hardware just in case the nuts become a problem, but they actually weren't too bad. I did actually almost delaminate one of these corners because I over tightened it, but slackened off before it got too bad. But that's about it, guys. So I'll make another video shortly. Bye for now.